This is the weekly reading for feelers, people who tend to process life through their heart.
Hi, I'm Lori. I'm a tarot reader and a spiritual counselor. And if you're new here, feelers are people who move through life through their heart. And in the tarot, that connects to the suit of cups. If you're not sure whether or not you're a feeler, there's a free quiz in the description below. Let's take a look at the cards for this week. And this week's theme is about how you can take your power back. So let's take a look at how you can take your power back. You know, a lot of this is around finding your voice. So you can take your power back by saying something. Say something that is not trying to give advice, not the normal thing. Say something and share something that will get people to think about it in a different way. So to take your power back, you're in a situation right now with somebody and they're so used to you responding a particular way by setting a boundary or by talking about it a certain way. Communicate differently. What's another approach that you can take? Because I feel like if you approach it the same way, if you communicate it the same way, it shows somebody withdrawing and shutting down. You tend to also, when you get overwhelmed or when you get frustrated, you go into emotional reaction. So here's what you can do this week to take your power back. Take a step away from the situation, bring yourself to a neutral point with it. Sit with it for a little bit, journal about it if you have to, and then when you talk about it from a place that feels more calm. So instead of just jumping in and wanting to talk to somebody and have a conversation, actually say, you know what? I'd really like to sit with this for a little bit and I'd like to come back around and talk about it later. Can we do that? They'll be surprised that you won't want to hash it out then. And they'll probably say yes. So I suggest you do that. And then when you work through the emotions when they're not around, you may see it in a different way. And as a result, you may be able to talk about it in a different way. It's saying that this will help you stay more present to the conversation, and you'll feel more patient when you approach the topic, and it will not frustrate the other person as a result. The other person's going to get reactive if you just jump in and you don't take a pause. So this week with someone, when you're tempted to talk about it right then and hash it out, take a step back, say, you know what, can we talk about this later? I'd like to just kind of sit with this so that I can come from a more neutral spot. And I feel like if I talked about it now, I'd react. That is actually going to get the person's attention and they will agree to having a conversation and they will hear you on a deeper level if you do that. That's how you can take your power back. So if you want to explore a little more how to do that, how to not just jump in and process in the moment, I help a lot of people with that. I used to be one of those people too. So I completely understand and have compassion for that. And if you'd like to, you can book a personal reading or a spiritual counseling session with me. And that link is in the description below. I'd love to hear a comment of, how you think it will affect you by coming from a neutral point. Like, be honest with me. Actually, in the comments, share with me percentage wise, what is the percentage that you just jump right into a conversation and have to process it on the spot? What's that percentage? I would love to hear. Mine used to be 110%. I needed to talk about it right away. So tomorrow I'll be giving the doer reading. And if you missed Sunday's full reading, that's a great place to start. And if you want more readings like this one for the feeler, I've got a playlist just for you, and that link's in the description as well. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.